Next, coming into the 2014 Canadian Healthcare Marketing Hall of Fame will be Marc Beaudet of Paladin, who you heard speaking earlier today. You also heard Bob Seguin talking about corporate culture and culture being driven by values. And I think this says a lot about Marc's values. To present to Marc is his father, André Beaudet.
Well, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce the next inductee. I have known this young man for 47 years, 2 months, 6 hours, and a couple of minutes. We all have dreams for our children. Right from the beginning, we think that they're so clever, so engaging, and of course, so handsome. In Marc's case, I was absolutely right. Over the last few days, I've given a lot of thought about the qualities that make Marc so successful. First and foremost is his profound curiosity. He has a great need to understand how things work. This causes tremendous frustration in our household when he was a young boy. He was constantly taking things apart in order to understand how they worked. Nothing was safe. And much to our chagrin, he was not always able to put them back together again. But this is a big but. In most cases, he did succeed. His leadership, teamwork, and analytical skills were apparent at a very young age. One of Marc's first jobs as a teenager was scooping ice cream at a local ice cream parlor in Montreal. Within no time, the owners had noticed his managerial capabilities and eventually appointed him manager. He took ownership of his new role with complete enthusiasm. However, he became very frustrated because this ice cream parlor had no measuring sticks to measure the business and how well they were doing. At this point, Marc was taking a business degree at McGill, so he took this upon him as a case study, and he developed a software program that would measure revenue, income, and inventory control. Now this is back in 86, 87, so now it's just common, but back then computer programs were not that common for that kind of thing. The end result was that Marc got an A in his project, and the ice cream parlor business had a monthly P&L. Another quality that is so important to his success is his incredible discipline. This is shown in so many ways. As some of you may know, Marc is an avid runner. He is constantly setting new goals for himself. His passion for running grew. He competed in several marathons, Chicago, Quebec City, a couple in Boston, and he always did well and finished in a highly respectable position in each. But he also ran one marathon here in Toronto, and I don't think his results were all that good. The reason was he ran it backwards. At the time, he was coaching his brother-in-law in his first marathon, and he was running backwards, filming him. This same spirit applies to his business. He has fun running, and he has fun running a business. When Marc graduated from McGill, he was hired at P&G as a product manager. There he met another product manager named Jonathan Goodman. They quickly became very good friends. A couple of years later, Jonathan and Marc leave P&G for other career opportunities. I'm going to move forward a few more years, and they get together again. And Jonathan has this idea to start a healthcare company. It didn't take long for Marc to buy into Jonathan's idea, and Paladin was born with Jonathan at the helm and Marc as a co-founder and as a vice president of sales and marketing. I won't go into the details of Paladin's success. I think they've all been very well documented, but I think I will say this. In the 17 years that Paladin In the 17 years of Paladin, they had record sales in every year. During that period, they went public at $7 a share. Earlier this year, Paladin was sold at $140 a share for an unbelievable $3.2 billion. It was a great, good news story. I am so proud of my son for what he's accomplished, both in his career and his personal life. And it's with great pleasure it is for me to introduce you to Mark Beaudet, the inductee in this year's Healthcare Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Dad. That was beautiful. Mayor Hazel, thank you. It's an honor for you to be here. I'm very honored. I want to just quickly, in my 2 minutes, I want to thank the organizers of this event, the wonderful sponsors, the Chronicle group of companies. I've got to tell you that looking at the quality of the group of people that I'm being asked to join, it fills me with a real certain sense of anxiety that I'm going to get a call and somebody's going to telling me that there has been a terrible mistake, and I guess it's too late now, so I can relax. There's some people I'd like to thank. It's such a privilege to have my father and my stepmother here as part of this moment with me. You've both been such great role models as people that have achieved so much in your careers, and certainly were both a big influence on me growing up. And certainly Dad. My dad had the wisdom to be a great source of advice and help to me over my career. He had the good sense not to tell me what to do, but to suggest to me what to do, and so I thank him for his wisdom. There was one point at which I was so unhappy with my first job that I was about to quit, and he was the one that suggested to me that might not be a good idea, and because of that, I'm here today. I wanted to thank Jonathan and I started the company, but we had the big advantage of standing on the shoulders of giants. And so I wanted to acknowledge and thank both Morris Goodman and the late Ted Wise. We both of us benefited from having the kind counsel, the kind support, and also, sometimes if we deserved it, the outright indignation and scorn of these folks who kept us on the straight and narrow. And were very important to our success. I'd like somebody to tell my wife that I thanked her. Nobody gets anywhere without having the support of a kind, patient, loving family, and I certainly have benefited from that and gotten a lot of encouragement from my wife, even when I'm grumpy and stressed. I feel also awkward that this is an individual thing, but I feel like we're part of a team sport. We definitely have had a fantastic team at Paladin, and just wanted to acknowledge their great work and their support. Couldn't have done it without them. And last but not least, I wanted to thank my partner in crime. If it hadn't been for him, I would be applying all of my thought and energy into trying to figure out how to get people to buy more pizza. And I might still be doing that today, and maybe if I was good getting them to take breadsticks with that. Jonathan, you came and snatched me away from all of that. I will always be so grateful, not just for the opportunity, but for the opportunity to work with someone who is your close friend for 17 years, someone who you trust and who you admire and respect so much, and somebody who has so much confidence and supports you and pushes, I'm talking about you to me, pushes me to do things that I didn't think I might have otherwise have done. So thank you, and thank you all.